Now let's go to our very first talking point. I believe our producer will help us put this tweet out there that you put out, some couple of days ago, and it sparked a whole lot of reaction. This was your tweet. You said, a day is coming, not too far from now. European clubs will hold a behind closed doors meeting and go into an agreement to say we should never sign a Nigerian footballer again. This tweet will be bashed as usual. It's looking deep into it, but time may prove you right or wrong. Funny enough, Calvin, another respected journalist, also said same thing according to his reply under that tweet as well. For as much as you come out to say these things or to put out these things, which might seem harsh to many who view these tweets, there's also one or two who will come out to also come out in agreement and stuff like that. But at first glance, when I saw this, a meeting not to sign any Nigerian player again, I thought, okay, this is too far. This is overreaching. This is like too strong a
name
call.
Name one thing that I've said that is not overreaching.
We
were sitting across each other here when I told you that there is no top club that will sign Osimhen. Did I not tell you that? And off the mic too, I also said that there's no top club in the top 5 league that will sign Osimhen. It was overreaching. The funny thing, people always say I hate Osimhen. You can testify that if there is anybody apart from Omar that has pushed Osimhen, I was the guy, right? So it's not hate. This job we do is like the job of a judge. It's so hard that when you bring the only son of a judge to the court, and there is enough evidence to say that child should be hung in a normal setting where there's no bribery, the judge will pronounce that they be hanged. Is it the right thing? It's not the right thing, but it's the job. You have to do it. So let's come to this. And I'm going to cite my example from the history of Nigerian league. Back in the day, the old school people will remember this very well. No team in Nigerian league is successful without worry players. You cannot have a team in Nigerian league, whether you're Julius Berger, your Teresi, your Stars, your Raka Rovers, your Calabar Rovers, your Plateau United, your Kano Pillars, your Rivers United, or Sharks, or Dolphins, or Eagles Cement, or any Bendel Insurance. You cannot be successful without at least minimum two worry boys in the team. This league, they held a meeting not to sign worry boys. In the last 10 or so years, you don't have worry boys playing in any team. There's also the Super Eagles of Nigeria, the national team of Nigeria, age grade and the rest. The Bender boys. The team is not successful without the Bender boys. Do you realize that for a while now, there is no, after Wisino Cool, there is no Bender boys in the Nigeria. The Bender, when I say Bender, is Edo Delta. There's no Edo Delta players in the national team anymore. It's not like anybody is witch hunting anybody. The attitude begins to stink. And people are like, you know what, we don't want this. They cause rancor in camp, they steal, they cause problem, they fight. That's where I'm from. I'm not giving them a bad name, but that's the reality. I've had this conversation with Joseph Ayimofe. I've had it with Richard Eremoegbe or Akime. I've had it with, what's his name? Temile, Omanigo Temile. I've had it with a lot of my contemporaries, my age mates, my guys, the guys that we played football together. Divon Dukudi, bros. And it's Patrick Ovie. It's the consensus. Now we caused this one to ourselves. Right? Before I made that tweet, I already know that there have been 2 meetings. One in Milan, one in Brussels. If you listen, the 2 keywords, if our producer will put that thing back on the screen, I'll highlight 2 keywords in that tweet. I say, I know. Means that I have some back-end information. And then I said, at the bottom, agreement to say we should never sign a Nigerian footballer again.
Yeah.
People look at these things and not address the tweets. The first thing they do is attack you. It's just like when I made that tweet about United have solved their problems, but Arsenal have not. People turn it to be Arsenal versus Man United battle, and then they were insulting. Sometimes engage a tweet from a point of you having an intellectual conversation. I'm not always going to say things that you like, but you can share your perspective. 10 truths can stand side by side. As I made that tweet, I already have information. I have people on the inside that this conversation is already going on anyway. It might not work, but it might work. It might happen because what it takes. When we talked about the Super League when it first started, we're in the studio in Nigeria, and I said that it might not work like this, but this will be the catalyst that changed the way football
is being played.
It's being played. You remember?
Yeah.
I said, no, it's not going to work. What happened? The Champions League format changed. The World Club Cup changed. Before the tournament that precedes the World Cup in the host country is the Confederations Cup. Now the FIFA is looking at, okay, we've lost that one, let's create another Confederations Cup in a different format. The truth of the matter is, where there is smoke, there's fire. Where there's fire, there's smoke. So that conversation did not start today. Remember when Aurelio De Laurentiis said going forward, they will not sign African players who do not sign a deal that they will not attend the AFCON. This was 2023. Yeah. And people said, 2023, 2024, people said he's drunk. That conversation is also going on now. Now, the fact that the conversation is going on does not mean it will pass. In the meeting in Milan, 15% of the people in attendance agreed to it. 15%. By the time the meeting came up again, they brush up the topic again in Brussels, 35% of people in that meeting agree, which means another 20% have been convinced to say, like, it's a good thing. Most people are not saying emphatic no, they are staying neutral. And you know what that means? Neutral means, let me think about it. I didn't say African players, so I said Nigerian players. Yeah. Because that was the conversation. Now, anybody who watches will say, oh, give me proof, because that's what this generation say. You really want me to give you proof? Like, if you use your common sense to read the room, don't you already know that something similar is happening? Let me give you a very good example. Last season that ended, 4 Nigerian players at least were hot on the top. Victor Osimhen, Ademola Lookman, Ola Aina, and then Victor Boniface. Transfer window came. How many people were jostling to cross the line with them? Does that not already tell you that something is coming? We wait for the tsunami to hit us, and then when we die, we start saying, oh, no. My mother said, if train kill you, not be the train kill you, now your ear kill you. That's exactly what I'm saying. There are things we can guard against. 2.5 window ago, 2.5 seasons ago, the hottest striker in the world, and still is today, is Victor Osimhen. Was Victor Osimhen, and he still is Victor Osimhen. How is it that two seasons ago, nobody was talking Victor Gyökeres. Nobody was talking Benjamin Sesko. As a matter of fact, last summer, Benjamin Sesko was offered to Arsenal like for cheap, about 25 million. They turned him down. How much is the Man United just pay for him? 2 seasons ago, 2 summers ago, nobody know the name Ekitike. Right? How much did Liverpool pay for him? 89 million. They say Liverpool that does not have money to sign Osimhen paid 89 million for him, but they couldn't pay 75 million. It's not an attack on the player. I'm telling you that some people are addressing certain things off the back of. And remember, it takes the good performance of Stephen Keshi and a few other Nigerians for a floodgate of Nigerian players to go to Europe to open. It will also take the bad PRO, bad image of 1 or 2 to close the door. Whether people who watch this video agree, that's their own. I would say what I have heard, what I know. How you interpret it, how you relate it is a problem. All I know is my guy. Last season, count the top four best right fullback. All I know is part of them. If I'm wrong, correct me. When Trent Alexander-Arnold left for Madrid, I thought Ola Aina would be the first name on Liverpool's league. List. He knows the league, he's played in the league, he understands the league, language is not the problem, passport is not the problem. They bypassed him and went to Jonathan Tah. What's his name?
Frimpong.
Frimpong, sorry. Frimpong.
Ola Aina's 28. Don't think age might just...
all of a sudden his age is a factor.
I'm just looking...
Gyökeres is 29.
Looking at it as a factor.
No, that's not a factor. If you need a quick fix and a perfect fit, at 28, it's not his not football age. That's his age. 28, he still have 5 years to give to you. How many years do you need to sign him for? He still have 5 years to give to you, and he could play good 2 years. And another club. What year did Bayern sign Harry Kane for? 29. They signed him for almost 100 million, if not over 100 million. So the thing is, it's not the age. It's just the conversation. And when people attack these tweets, and I'm like, are you looking at this market? Are you not seeing this market and see that non-Nigerian player is moving? Do you know anybody? Let's be very honest. Do you know that right now, if you want to watch Victor Osimhen, you have to look for streaming platform? You know, anybody can turn on their TV and watch Victor Osimhen. That's the best striker out of Africa. Okay, the second best, or the top equal best with Mo Salah out of Africa. And you're going to go searching from Turkey.
You can just see a couple of games on ESPN. Maybe, and you might not even be a Galatasaray game. You just pick one game in the Turkish league and watch on ESPN. And
so think about it. Think about it, and then Man United has spent money on Benjamin Sesko, spent money on Mbeumo, spent money on whoever.
Yeah, Cunha.
Newcastle is looking for a striker, knowing that Isak will go. Okay, let's say he came late, but they didn't even mention Osimhen in their conversation. Okay, let's even leave Osimhen. Salary is too big, right? Is Ademola Lookman also asking for a big salary? It says Ademola Lookman's transfer fees is not above 60 million. Why do you think there is no? You want to tell me Ademola Lookman is not a good player? He is. We saw him. He single-handedly won UEFA Europa Cup for O-level Atlanta. But the truth is, when you look at the reality of the transfer now objectively, without trying to attack Edafe, you will notice that thing that I said is already happening. Without anybody saying it is already happening. Maybe they will go for the crumbs and say, okay, those academy players that are coming, that will come and labor for us and work very hard, and MP not will go. But you know all those big deals? We might not get it again, because the window for us to have those big deals is this. When again will you have an Ademola Lookman in the kind of form that he is now, if Victor Osimhen in the kind of form that he is now, and Olayi now in the kind of form that he is now, and then the transfer is going, nobody's even shifting.
We have Tolu hot on the, coming up now, hot on the heels now. We don't know.
I think Tolu will still be bought, because currently you will not say Tolu's market value is over 60 million. Tolu is already in the market. He's already in the space. Tolu is a fantastic player. He's a fantastic player. He would still be bought, and he's got a brand that almost everybody will like. But these guys might be the last of the Mohicans, and people will not like it. It was Tommy Smith, the Tommy Smith of ESPN back in the day, that said something during the press pass, one of his press pass. He said, "I don't come on the microphone to impress people. I also don't come here to hurt people. But I will say things because I have expert opinion. I have ears in rooms that people don't have." Why do people wait for Fabrizio's update? Why don't just wait till your club officially make the announcement? The thing is, Fabrizio have ears in rooms that you cannot enter, have eyes and noses in places you cannot enter. I was telling somebody, I went to Total Nigeria, in Lekki, and I was talking to a friend, we're talking about a sponsorship for AFCON, and we went into, oh man, you have some controversial takes. So, and I said, Bayo, you know me, I've been in this industry for 21 years. Name one thing that I've said that is highly controversial, that somebody has been able to come and put me in my cage and say, this is the fact, what you said is a lie. Name one. The things that people attack me for eventually all come to pass. 2013, I said Man United will go 10 years plus without winning the Premier League title. A club that has never gone below second, worst case third, from 1992. You make that kind of bold statement. It's crazy, but it is up to them to prove me wrong. It's how many years now? 12 years now. Yeah, have they won the league title? 2013, that same 2013, I said Germany was going to win the World Cup in 2014. Argentina will play in the final, but Germany will win. Didn't they win it? But when I said it, I was an idiot. Going into the AFCON with Stephen Keshi, I said they will win this one because the odds favor Nigeria to win it. After 2 games of draws, people said that the owner of the station should sack me. Did we win in the tour? We didn't win it. Barcelona went to Paris Saint-Germain and lose 4-0. I said 3 weeks from now, they will beat them 6-1. I didn't just say they will win. I said they will beat them 6-1. People said I was crazy. I was drunk. I was high. I was smoking Wari Igbo and the rest. What was the final score? I can give you names. I told you people on the 2nd of June 2016 that Nigeria was going to qualify with 1 or 2 games to spare for that World Cup. People said it's not possible. We were in the same group with Zambia, Cameroon, Algeria. It happened. But under that tweet, all the insults, all the people that insulted me, they come back and say, oh, we're sorry. Okay, get past that one. When this World Cup draws was made, Nigeria, South Africa, Rwanda, Togo, Rwanda, Benin Republic, Lesotho, and Zimbabwe. What did I say? You're aware of that. I said this would be one of the most difficult World Cup qualifiers. If guys not take, we will not qualify. Because the southern teams will come back, we gang up against us, and then, what's it called? Ghana would rather die than lose to Nigeria. Who was the first team to beat us in the group? Is it not Ghana? How did the other matches go? One Southern team have drawn home and away with us. South Africa have come here to draw with us. When people say this thing, it's not. People always think it's a position of hate. Oh, when I first say it's that you work and you call yourself a journalist, a Nigerian journalist, very local. That's the default response. But you're not looking at this guy's antecedents. Every time he says this thing, they happen like that. He must know something that we don't know. Accept it. If na Fabrizio Romano talk and everybody go jump up here, this man, what's the reason why people are angry? Are you angry that I am wrong, or you are angry that I get them right too many times and you hate it? Because when people get angry for these things, I'm like, this is me stating my opinion based on patterns. I've always said it all the time that I'm a student of patterns. I've studied pattern and I've seen the way the tide is rising. This might happen. Now, if it doesn't happen, no big deal. Maybe we've curtailed our excesses, learned our mistakes, and corrected it. When Osimhen was running a lot and not scoring, me and you, I even called. I was like, guy, there is so much goals in you. If you can stay more in the box and not run that much, you will do a 30 goal a season. Did it happen or not? You were aware. Mm-hmm. This is not like, I said it in secret. I started the conversation with you and I reached out to him. Did it happen or not? Does that not make me an evil person? No. This game, I've been in it since 1986. That's 39 years now. That's a pretty long time. I've played it, I've coached it, I've managed it, I've owned club where you have 50 or so players. You really think that I have not learned one or two things, one or two tricks in it to have an opinion? Any university lecturer or any lecturer that have done 10 or 20 years is a professor. So why is it so hard for people to accept? And then people will not take the conversation, the comment you make, and make a fight out of it. The things that I said about Osimhen's transfer months before the transfer window opened, everybody is not saying Gary Lineker said it, Olise said it, this was said it. No, my question is this not the thing I said that everybody was fighting me for? Is it not the thing that I said that people said, I don't know what I'm saying? Why are you people now retweeting it and sharing and making it look like it's a new thing? Is it because somebody said it from abroad, or I don't understand? I told you here that a Nicholas Jackson might get a bigger club than some of the players that they rate because of the people that surrounds him. People said I don't know what I'm saying. What's the price tag on Nicholas Jackson now? Who are the club that they are calling that, mentioning that are coming for him now? Bayern Munich. Yeah. For Nicholas Jackson. Again, look at the celebration around signing of Benjamin Sesko. Benjamin Sesko's goal last season and Nicholas Jackson's goals last season. Who was better? Nicholas Jackson. Yeah. Why is everybody going agog with the signing of Benjamin Sesko like he did some impossible thing for a club that he couldn't even qualify for Europe, that he was playing for? Right? It is the team around you that will make you larger than life. The team around you would also make you very small, even if you're the biggest wave or you're the blue whale in the sea. It's a fact. It's the reality of life. People sat down in Nike office between 1984 and 1992, cook up strategies, numbers, and everything to make Michael Jordan the biggest, greatest basketball player of all time. He has to also do his job on the court anyway. But if we are bragging about the sixth ring, how many rings did Kareem Abdul-Jabbar won? Did he not win more than Michael Jordan? Why is Michael Jordan seen as the greatest of all time? Because some people work hard to make sure that is what the conversation must be. It is about narrative. And if you set up the right team around you, they can make Lamine Yamal just as big as Messi, even though he is not up to the lace of his boots. We can go on and on and on with this conversation. It's not about the people that are playing now. I'm saying this for the people that are coming to learn. And then if you have your child playing football, you know what to do. You know how to set the things up that playing on the field. Let me tell you, the football, a top football career. There are only three types of footballers. There is a top footballer, the Messi, the Ronaldos of this world. Those ones are the ones who go the extra mile to make themselves larger than life, and then they put action to their words, right? Those are the supreme ones. Then there is the professional player, just professional player. Then there is the amateur player. Amateur player play football for fun. If for excitement, one person can take the ball and dribble everybody and miss the chance and laugh. In pro, there are rules of engagement. In that super level, it's like cars. You have your regular cars, you have your high class, and then you have your supercars, a Bugatti, a Ferrari, Pagani. All of those guys are supercar, a Maybach. All these are supercar. If you have them, your bank account must be reading something, because to change one tire is like $10,000. I mean, we should go and ask Daddy Freeze for that conversation, because he will know more than me on this front. As I did now, if I wear Rolex, the question is, why am I wearing a Rolex, an expensive Rolex? You would look at me, size me up, look at the car I drive, and you would think I stole it. But if, let's say, Amaju or Shehu Diko or Polade Farasi or Adeboye wear Rolex, you will even look and say, this one, you don't big pass this one. But not the same two human beings, but there are levels to things. So sometimes when you get to a certain level, you change the crowd around you. It's not like they're not useful to you anymore, but you create space for another inner circle that becomes the circle that operates your engine, because now you've gone from just being a human being to being a force, a movement.
So is this more like a reason how we can fix?
Yes, that's how we can fix it.
Because European teams not
look at it carefully. The reason
why I
why
want to ask, so how do we fix this?
Yeah, how we fix it is our players should now start, making sure that they have the right agent. Remember when I interviewed Odion Igalo and I asked him, Odion, why was it possible at the age of 30 that you were able to go to Manchester United? Odion have an agent in Atta and his guy, Aneke, Atta, and then there is one other white guy that also work with them. It's a firm. Odion has been with that agency, that manager, for 15 years. In that long time, his people have penetrated, certain circles. Now, the white guy is friends with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So there is conversation beyond conversations. Like, this is my guy, you make it work. Is his dream, is something that can happen, and let's do it even within a short time. And that happens. Imagine if that guy is not in the conversation. Odion will never have his dream move. He will have the same money, he will live the same life, but that dream that I want to play for Manchester United will never have happened. So you need to have some of the guys in certain rooms that make things to happen for you. Ebenezer Akinsemiro is in Europe right now. But the reason why Ebenezer is in Europe and some of the mates that he played with, for Click Sports and all the teams are not in Europe, is because there is a coalition who set a structure. And then there is a coach, Olumide, who's the best in Nigeria. Sometimes forces have to move around, but you also have to do your own. I think that our players going forward should know when to say, what, the way you move club, where you say, okay, I don't make past this club, I need to find a way to move. You should also look at your agent and say, what, I need to move. But when you do this, disentangle yourself from things that people can report you to the system. So football is like a cult. You see the way they run cults. No, this one, that one, no, that one, that black ass. No. They know each other, right? At the back end, all the number ones they meet too. That they shake hand, they knock again, they do all those things what they do. But you see, there are unwritten rules. Don't cross this line, don't cross this line. This is our space, that's your space. When you have too many baggages, it will spill. That's why when you're traveling, there is allowed baggages that you can carry with your ticket. Once you exceed that one, you pay for excess baggage. So some of our players take this football contract thing to just be, once I'm playing, it's okay. No, it's not okay. I was talking with Omar one day, and I said to Omar, I said, Mr. Kweba was the Prince of Monaco. He didn't buy a property in Monaco. He was the Prince of Monaco. Imagine if he bought a property in that small country, Monaco. And it was just an off the cuff conversation. And then one great ex-player of Nigeria also, we're having a conversation, and he said something that he suggested to the players of 94 and Atlanta 96 that they should meet the Lagos State government and buy a request for a land to be bought and all papers sorted, and then they build a high rise like they see in Europe, and they will build it in such a way that it will be available shopping mall, there'll be apartments, there'll be office space, and then each of them who come together in that cooperative or that union would have their own flat. Whether you want to stay or you don't want to stay, you can rent it out and just be making money out of it. The marble building, and the building he gave was this building at Akpangbo there. That's building that they say is Wude building, but somehow they couldn't forge a united front to do it, and they lost that window. Everybody went their separate ways. That is one of the most regrettable experience of their life, because they always reminded him that thing you said, if only we had done it, if only we had done it. And that time the government was saying, we want to give them a land, why didn't they just come together and say, give us land in this place, give us an estate, let us take a 50 plots of land estate and let us develop it ourselves? What would have happened? So it is sometimes having the right people around you, and people who speak business, people who speak brand, people who speak contract, that you need. It's not just, my friend. Yeah, you still need media people, you need journalists, you need social media influencers. I'm not even kicking against those ones. But your inner circle should be the right people. And if they start repeating it, if anybody, let's be very honest, if anybody had told you that by now Ademola Lookman would be needing a social media campaign to extricate himself from Atalanta, would you agree? And before people jump that, Atalanta or Aurelio De Laurentiis is hard to deal with. Farastella left and go and win the Champions League. Was there any rancor? There must be something. A guy told me that there are some. Let's not even talk about this one. Let's just leave it.
But Ademola Lookman is the agency he is in, according to what we see, has some decent players in their ranks. I mean, I think his Rook agency, there's the likes of Kai Havertz there, or is it because of the whole Nigerian thing that's part of the picture now? Because even the money is not too much. It's not even more than 50 million euros. We hear Atalanta.
So you're not going back to my tweet, because it was even because of how I was looking at Ademola Lookman. Ademola Lookman was the first person to intervene when he came to play for Nigeria, March 2022. And I remember that listening to him talk, I could tell this guy was raised in a decent home. This is a very responsible child. This is a child that is well raised, right? And one of the things that I have said in that tweet that people are not taking cognizance of, because people think that everything is about beefing and hyping, liking or not liking somebody. It's not about beef. I'm too old to fall into beefing people. I am in a place where I would speak. I'm an elder statesman now. I might be 47 going to 48, but in Nigeria, in football matter all over the world. I'm an elder statesman. If I talk, if you want to listen, you listen. If you don't want to listen, it doesn't change anything. The truth is, when I say it, they happen. So there must be something I know that you don't know. Don't call it hate. Rather, wonder, how come this guy know this? How come this guy say this thing long before other people say it? Because most time, all the things I say that people get crazy about are the things that begin to happen.
Just to confirm, his Roof agency, they have Kai Havertz, Ademola Lookman, there's Karim Adeyemi, there's Kudus. In case you don't know, just moved to Spurs from West Ham. So there are other players in their ranks as well.
It's Kudus and Ademola Lookman. Who's a higher ranked player? From you.
I'll go with Lookman.
Any day, I will go with Lookman. Why is it easy for Kudus to move? But the Nigerian one is, we're practically doing hashtag NFF official handle did free Ademola Lookman, which is a very stupid thing to do. But how did we get there? Somebody's angry with my tweets. How did we get there? A player who scored, how many players have scored hat-trick in the finals of the UEFA competition? Somebody scored 2 goals in the World Cup finals, had a very poor World Cup and won best player of the tournament. Zinedine Zidane is his name. 1998. Even picked up a red card in the course of that World Cup. So to score in the finals of a tournament is tantamount to winning the tournament most times. That's a local.
When you score hat-trick.
Rodri scored a goal in the finals of the UEFA Champions League, right, for Man City. That was the day they decided, let's reward this guy with Ballon d'Or. My point is, don't look at me. You're hating me is blinding you from the objective of the comment. Before I tweet, I'm not an everyday tweeter. I need to do campaign for us. I'm not be social media influencer. I'm not under obligation to tweet. I can go 1 week without tweeting. I'm not under obligation to tweet anything. But when I hear things, when conversations are going on, I'm calling this person, I'm calling that person. I was like, are you hearing this thing? Have you heard this thing? Oh, okay, let me call and confirm for you. And then it's like, yes, so they had a conversation. That thing is going on. Oh. And then I tweet. It's a warning bell that I'm ringing. It's a cry for help that I'm saying that this thing might happen. Oh, let's watch out. Let's be careful so that we don't get ourselves on the bind. You think that it makes me happy that Nigerian players are going to be turned down? Don't you know that my business will suffer? Do you know how many? Because of the 2 wins, the wins for the Falcons and the win for the Tigers, sponsorship now will be available going to AFCON for many people. Because they believe, football is on the rise again. Let government, as government is investing in football, let other company also put their money so that government will like them. That's the way it works. It's a catalyst. So if the Super Eagles go on and win the AFCON, we gonna make money now. So running them down does not do me good business. I spent 25 million of my own money. You know where from come? It already affect the gliders. Not before people they sit down for gliders before. Nice, only 3 people. Don't you? So when people sit in their house and they just think, oh, because I have 2 MB, let me reply rudely to this person. You don't know, you're missing the point. And that's what we always do. You're missing the point. The thing that I'm saying is happening right before you, but you still think that I'm lying. How is it that the best striker in Europe in the last 2 years went to Galatasaray? There's some shitty, upcoming, average attackers are moving to some of the best clubs that you want to watch week in, week out. You think that I hate Osimhen so much that I don't want to watch him play in Premier League? Or I don't want to watch him play for Madrid or for Barcelona? You think that's how stupid I am? Do you know that if he's playing for those big clubs too, and I do a video content about him scoring a goal, even those club fans will follow? Who they follow those Turkish league? Who will engage me in conversation in the comment section? Do you should understand that this is my business, and in this business, so now my own money I they spend depriving my family of vacation. 25 million would have taken my family to good summer holiday. I spend it on covering the Falcons. Where NFF officials see me for Morocco, they're like, if you can't cover us too, thank you. Because who they cover women football before? Who they cover women football? Yeah. We made it loud now. We made it loud. There's a reason. But when you say these things, like you're crying out for caution, no, let us see how we can fix this thing before it happens. People think I don't know what I'm saying. Like, you hate it, because that's the easiest way to. That's our own way of blackballing somebody. So this guy hates all the Nigerian players. This guy, no, I don't hate them. All the people we do on social media, they talk. Nobody has invested $375,000 on the Super Eagles. I did. I know the thief money. I know do Yahoo. I not be hush puppy account officer.
Well, a lot can be said, around this conversation. Even in terms of we hear Osimhen now. Napoli has a sell-on clause, and he's not going to join any Italian club in the next 2 years. While playing for Galatasaray. Now, Atalanta president
they never dark. All my words are coming to pass.
So Atalanta president also came out to clear the air that there are some certain clubs that are not going to sell Lookman to, and was the Italian clubs is one of them.
Why is it only Nigerian players? What clause did they sign in their contract?
And stuff like that.
Who puts those kind of clauses in contract? If you get you think if Mino Raiola was their agent, they would sign that kind of clause? Whereas Zlatan was moving from Inter to AC to Juventus, and everywhere.
But we hope eventually he gets to move. He gets to secure his dream move to Inter Milan. They are not too far away from the valuation, but Atalanta are not going to budge on their price.
Why is Inter even valuing him like that? Why is Inter? Would Inter pay that kind of money for another player, another country player that is not Nigerian? Demola Lookman is a 70-75 million pounds player. Maybe I'm overhyping him, but that's the range he belongs to. But look at what even if he moves eventually now, the official price that Atalanta are asking for, like you'll be wondering, like somebody signed Umbuemo for 60-something million, no? 60-something million. Umbuemo, yes, it's got 20 goals, but Umbuemo. Ademola Lookman.
It's also an African. It's not even the best player in Africa. We've got the best player in Africa.
How much did they sign Kudus?
Struggling. Kudus is over 50 million.
Okay.
From
Ademola Lookman, what's the asking price?
Sports, 50 million euros, according to what we hear. So
that's about 45 million pounds.
But Atlanta, Inter Milan are still, okay. And it's led up to scenes we don't want.
And that is the guy who is hating them.
Now, for I think for 5 years now, Lookman has yet to show in training. Atlanta is considering punishing him or stuff like that, so it's becoming.
Noni, how much did Arsenal sign Chukwuemeka? Noni, Madueke, sorry.
Still in that range, 50-60 range.
You want to tell me that you will mention Noni's name where you're mentioning Ademola Lookman? In a conversation now, you mention Noni and Madueke. Are people not reading the signs that the thing that I said in that tweet is true?